Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Tyler's talking RC. My boy Tyler Peace sitting out this week, but I got Justin with me today. We're going to do some talking about dirt racing, mostly just a little recap of what happened over the weekend, and I'll mix in a little footage as we go along here so you can kind of see what happened for those of you that missed it. But first, before we get into that, obviously a couple updates. Big news on the outdoor on-road course, big news. They actually just paved it. Well, today, but when we were watching this, it'd be Wednesday, so they just finished repaving that, so it's nice fresh blanket asphalt, and that looks really smooth, really cool. I'll throw up a little thing here so you guys can check that out. Looks great. They did a really good job making it real flat. It's actually just a hair bigger, but not by too much. So nice fresh on-road racing, so that should be great. And then coming back to that, we're going to do the TTO2 class. We're going to try to keep going through the summer here. A couple updates for that. I think we're going to be switching to gravity tires. We've ordered front universal CVDs so the dog bones don't keep popping out. And we're going to try, the current consensus is to try to do this Thursday night. We're going to try to, hang some lights out there and stuff like that. But if you guys have another night that you'd like to bring up, keep in mind all the other racing that we do. But Thursday nights is looking pretty decent because the mini racing kind of tapers down, and then hopefully we can get a lot of those guys to come run TTO2 in the position of that, and then circle back to mini racing come fall, winter time. So that's the current thinking. Obviously comment or approach us if you got any other ideas. But that's what we're looking at there. So moving on to our main thing here. The dirt racing. We had a great Sunday opener race, almost a little too much. It was pretty awesome, great turnout. I think we ended up having like just under 130 entries, which was pretty crazy. Yeah. So we're just here to talk about a few things that we liked, a few things that we didn't like. We have the upcoming event, I think May 29th, which we were tossing back and forth about doing a 2-day race. So you guys let us know how you feel about that. Just because we had so many people on Sunday for that one day, which we weren't really expecting. It was like, I don't know, there was probably like 40, 50 more entries than I thought that I was prepared for, to be honest with you, which is great, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. But it's a lot to cram into one day without starting wicked early in the morning. I mean, we ran till, I think the last race was like 8 or 8:30. Yeah, 8:30. We ended up running the lights, which I can show you a little bit in that footage there. So it was cool, but a long day, and then running the nitro stuff later in the evening like that, we don't really like doing because we do have a couple neighbors close by and the sound and all that stuff. So we try to cut that down. So our thinking is a 2-day event, a couple rounds Saturday, and then obviously maybe a round in the mains Sunday. And then therefore we can run a little bit longer mains, even for electric and nitro, so we can have a little more fun there and still finish at a reasonable time. And then maybe just Friday have a controlled practice session on and off the track, because that was another thing with Saturday. Practice got a little out of hand without somebody out there running it. There's just 100 cars on the track, nobody marshaling, cars flipped over, people hitting each other's cars. Like I said, we just weren't expecting the turnout that we got, so we were a little ill-prepared for the open practice, so that was our fault there. But now that we saw how much of a following we got and how much you guys want to race, we're going to try to prepare ourselves a little better for the next one, which 29th is what I said there. And we'll do an official post if we do the 2-day, but let us know how you feel about doing that. See which way you want to go on that. And then the barbecue blast, I think the barbecue blast is going to go to a 2-day.
Yeah, it's already. Yeah, I believe it's a 2-day already.
Yeah, the barbecue blast is probably officially going to go to a 2-day, just because we have turf racing that day as well, and it's going to be way too many people to run in one day, I think, unless we only do one round of qualifying, which nobody wants to do. So that's our current thinking on that one. But just to run you through the day a little bit on Sunday, the track held up great. Throughout the day.
Yeah, it held up a lot better than I thought, that's for sure.
Yeah, the new roller really worked out. Dust wasn't terrible, but there was a bit of an overcast, which was definitely playing in our favor. Towards the end of it, it got a little dusty. Yeah. The sun came out a little bit, but it wasn't nothing too unbearable. So
We tried to keep up on water the best we could, but
yeah, watering the edges.
Yeah.
We got a couple tricks up our sleeves for the next layout.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention.
So we got some fresh things coming, some different techniques that we're going to try for this upcoming layout, which will be probably for the 29th going down.
Yeah,
we'll
have a new layout for that.
Right.
That race.
Justin did go out and fix up the track a bit this afternoon, a couple potholes, just because we put so much mileage on it on Sunday. But all in all, it held up great.
Yeah, I was super surprised.
Yeah. And as far as the race program, I think it went pretty smooth. In my opinion, I did the majority of running it, which was cool. And we were trying a couple new things with having people, race on deck, race on pit lane, and race on the track. And then not coming out before the marshalling. I think it all went pretty good. If anybody's got any suggestions there or something they saw they'd want to change up or do something different, I think we're going to continue to go with that current setup that we were doing. There's a few things that we're going to try to do better. We had tossed around the idea of maybe parking at the cones.
Yep.
Justin had mentioned to me maybe having the cars placed throughout the track and then hitting the timer instead of calling them off one at a time. And then my suggestion on top of that was maybe stopping each car at a marshal cone and then hitting the timer so they're spread evenly around the track. And then you hit the button and you just go without calling it out. This is something I think we're going to try Friday night. Friday night we're probably going to use as our guinea pig nights just to try different things for our larger events. So there may be mixes up here and there Friday night.
Yeah.
And saying Friday night, this Friday is the first official night of Friday. And we're going to do a point series Friday night, but I'm going to start that the following Friday. This one's just going to be the first Friday, the Friday opener. Just to get everybody out there and on the track. And, track conditions are a little bit different Friday night, so just let everybody settle in, and I'll start point series next week. So definitely come out for that. That's going to be cool. I don't know what else we did. Was it pretty good? We talked Nitro. We could talk a little bit about Nitro. Nitro actually went pretty smooth for us. There was a few things like not being able to hear the tone, which I didn't account for. That was my fault.
Right.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was having the cars warm up in front of the driver's stand. That's something that we're going to change because Justin mentioned to me he couldn't hear anything, and it was really distracting when he was up on the stand, which I wasn't really thinking about because I was in the stand running the racing. So we're probably going to set up a table to the side so you guys can do all your warm-ups and stuff, revving and tuning and all that stuff off to the side, and then pit lane, bring them over to pit lane as that race finishes.
Yeah.
So it's not a distraction to the drivers up top. So that's something else we're going to try, that in the starting. And then we also got a new, we're going to be building a new blow-off station, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to pick up the metal for that tomorrow, so.
Yeah, nice steel grate. We set it off basically where we had the station before, maybe more towards that concrete pad. Nice blow-off station for that. You guys can keep your cars clean, and we'd have make a big mess with that.
Right.
But.
Yeah, I recently went to LCRC, and we're just trying to adopt a few things that they did because they did it, pretty clean routine. So come up with a few new things.
Yeah, shout out to LCRC.
Yeah.
And they did see that they reached out on the Facebook too. I definitely would like a group of those guys to come down.
Yeah, they were talking about coming down. So
yeah, that would be great. Obviously, we'd accept anybody who wants to come race. I'm trying to think what else we had. You guys actually cleaned up relatively well after yourselves.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of trash. Everybody cleaned up after themselves. It was good.
Trash situation wasn't bad. Pete ended up coming out and cleaning up the parking lot a bit afterward, which was nice.
Yeah.
So I do like that. The cigarette butt thing is still a situation that we're gonna have to address. We're still getting a lot of cigarette butts, which I know sounds like maybe a petty problem, but the amount that we're picking up is pretty insane. Like a 5-gallon bucket amount of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It just accumulates everywhere. It's pretty crazy. So we're probably gonna have to get a little strict on these cigarette butts here, and it's nothing personal. It's just from a pure picking things up standpoint. It's getting pretty ridiculous, especially with this new on-road track going in. I blew it off before those guys came, and it was insane, the amount. So we're gonna get tight on that, and we're gonna have to just get more strict, unfortunately.
Yep.
I don't know what else we got.
We're going to pick up pipe. We got some new pipe coming for A-scale track.
Yeah, like I said, for the next layout, we're definitely going to have some fresh things. Like Justin said, we got some fresh pipe coming. I know the pipes looked a little ratty this first layout.
Yeah, it was rough.
We were working with what we had,
yeah.
and due to shipping restrictions with the whole COVID thing backing things up, yellow pipe was a little hard to get, but we've recently come across some. We're going to have to travel and get that. So that should spruce things up. A little bit of fresh dirt we got, and some special stuff we're going to try slapping on a couple jumps. Really have no idea how that's going to work.
Yeah, we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah, that's going to be a shot in the dark, but hopefully it works out. Just a little bit of dust control, some stuff they use for construction. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the dirt tackifier. It's supposed to seal it up, make it hard, probably get a blue groove, hopefully. Yeah. But the main thing is keeping down on the dust and keeping it from the track from eroding super fast, so we don't have to do as much maintenance on it. The less we have to bring the machine out, the better off we are.
Yeah, and if we're gonna be getting the foot traffic like we did over the weekend, it's gonna get dusty fast. I look at Tom Bishop's car over there.
Oh my God!
It looked like it spent
crazy.
A week in the desert.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome.
Yep.
But all in all, it was a pretty smooth weekend. Another thing I want to address on here is we do have the website set up for signups. So website, you can go on our website and then under the event, and then you can sign up right from there. This is something we're going to be trying to push a lot because that was one of my problems over the weekend, being the race director. The way people sign up is pretty terrible. And I know it's the system that we are using and we made, but it mostly comes down to people writing their name, which they usually write fairly horrible. And then when we get a lot of people out of town, I don't know them personally, so I got to figure out how they spelled their name and how they say their name. And then they just write down buggy or something like that, and it's like, is electric, nitro. It makes the time in the morning really tight sometimes, and I was getting a little stressed out because it was coming up on 11 o'clock and there's 120 people here, and I'm like, geez, I got to get all these guys in.
Yeah. So
the website signups is going to be something that we're really going to push. The race fees have gone up slightly, talking $5-10 here, nothing too crazy. And reason being is, one, we got new machines, we got new dirt, we got new pipe, all this stuff. It's not free. I mean, we're putting a lot of time and money into this track, so the race fees are just coming up a little bit. And, $35 for an entry is nothing too crazy and unheard of here. It's just a little extra to help us with the amount of money and effort we're putting into the track this year. And that is reflected on the website signups. So you can go on there. It takes your credit card, PayPal. It's saved right to our website. It pushes it through. I can see it on the other end. I print it out, and I go do the signups. So it's super easy for me to do, and it's super easy for you to do. Of course, we'll still be taking cash inside. If you do want to sign up online, and then it tells me whether you're paid or not. So if you want to sign up online and then pay cash at the event, that's something you can do as well. So we didn't get rid of the cash option, obviously. But we're really going to be pushing that for the next one.
And transponders as well, right? You said something about transponders.
So when you sign up online, you have to put in a transponder number with it anyway. So that takes care of that. But yeah, if you're coming from out of state, or even if you're local, just throw your transponder number down just so I can check it. The thing with the transponder is the first round of racing. So if sometimes we switch computers back and forth and they're not saved properly, or they're not saved at all. I have to sort through all those transponders. That's when I say go over the line, you go over the line, you go over the line. And if it takes me an extra 3 to 4 minutes to start a 5-minute race 10 times, that's another 40 minutes onto a day that didn't need to be there. That's the difference of being done at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, which is the difference of daytime.
Right.
So it's just little things like that add up. That was another thing I'd like to see improved, and that's something that both the shop and that you guys we can work on. It's a two-ended thing for sure. But the website signups is something that we got going. I really want you guys to try to do it, help us develop that, and that'll really make things a lot smoother. And it's 100% online, and we can get everybody in the computer before the event even starts.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome. What else we got? New layout. We had some racing on the dirt, new layout stuff.
As far as electricity goes, I know we were having some trouble with
cool.
breakers popping and whatnot. We're going to get that whole situated as well.
Yeah,
we're going to bring out another panel and
yeah, we were talking to a couple guys about that. We think the current problem is, one, that was a lot more people. I think that was the most people we've had on one event for a long time anyway.
Yeah, dirt-wise.
So we just had a lot of guys end up being plugged into one breaker. So we're going to rewire that stand a bit to split it out into multiple breakers. That's kind of the problem that we had. Because I was barely using any of the power on the inside, but all of the power outside was on like two breakers.
Right, it was tough.
And then we have that auxiliary panel, which I think a few people were using, but definitely not a lot.
Right.
So we're going to extend that wire way out so we can run that in the middle of the parking lot. So our power situation will get better.
Yep.
Internet worked great over the weekend, though. We had that problem solved. So all the live RC stuff worked great.
It did. It went smooth, yeah.
Talking about adding another light to the far corner. We just got to get a pole installed and hang up a couple more lights in the far corner.
Brian Teff.
Yeah, I haven't seen Brian in a minute.
I know.
Hopefully he's watching.
Hopefully.
But that's more of a Friday night problem, not so much a Sunday problem.
Basically, it just comes down to we're just going to tighten a few things up. Probably. No more warm up laps, and just check in and go right to your spot. Just try to make it a little bit smoother so we get done in a timely fashion.
Yeah, this is basically all that's gonna happen. All in all, it went really smooth, and honestly, the weather was beautiful. I couldn't really hope for it to go any better. To be honest,
it was a beautiful day.
The equipment worked well.
Everybody was very appreciative, which was awesome.
Yeah, the overall attitude was really good, so I really appreciate that.
Yep.
Marshalling was pretty decent. For the most part, people came out and marshaled.
Yep.
It could have been maybe a little bit smoother, but I suppose it could always be better, right?
Right.
But all in all, solid event for the opener 2022.
For sure.
I don't think I have anything else to add. Sign up online. We got a new on-road track. TTO2 class Thursday nights. We're switching back to oval Tuesday nights, I think. And then upcoming dirt race the 29th. And then I believe just prior to that upcoming dirt race, we have the bash day. So stay tuned for the bash day.
Yeah, the bash day will be fun.
Build some big kicker jumps for that.
Yeah, we'll build some huge jumps. And
just going to be, don't really have anything crazy planned for that. Just got some big jumps we're going to build and just hang out and bash things around and get some food.
Let you guys go crazy.
Yeah, nothing too wild on that day. Just going to be fun. So, I think that's all we got left. Make sure you check out the merch online. Sweatshirts, hats, t-shirts. Make sure you like and subscribe for more fun videos. But anyway, thanks for tuning into the podcast today, guys, and the news update. Hope to see you guys all soon.
See you guys.